Barcelona dominated that game in the best sense possible, with and without the ball. And I think that is key. That is key, and I like the signs of improvement. I like this because it actually shows that Barcelona have fight in them, has some spirit. And I think that this could be a good catalyst, a turning point to get us where we want, at the end of the day, this team to go. And is to win some trophies, to win La Liga, to win the Copa del Rey, and to fight for the Champions League. I'm not going to say win the Champions League because I don't know if it's going to happen. But anyhow, let's break down this game down and yeah, let's get right into it. So I want to talk, first of all, of course, about the lineup, because the lineup that we saw today is one of the strongest so far this season, and I think is the closest we're going to get to the strongest 11 that we can see from Hansi Flick so far. So Barcelona start off with Joan Garcia in goal, Jules Koundé at right back, Pau Cubarsí, Gerard Martin, I'm going to talk more about him later, Alejandro Valde, Eric Garcia, what a warrior, Pedri, and then Rafinha, Dani Olmo, Lamine Yamal, and Robert Lewandowski, whilst Atlético Madrid goes with Jan Oblak, Nahuel Molina, José María Jiménez, Clement Lenglet, David Janko, Pablo Barrios, Johnny Cardoso, who got substituted out for Coque very early into the game, Juliano Simeone, Nico González, Alejandro, Alex Baena, and Julian Álvarez. I think that these are some of the strongest 11s that these two teams can put out. Barcelona, of course, is just missing Frankie de Jong and maybe another center back, but Gerard Maldini is putting in some great performances. I'm just going to say it out there. I think that this is the partnership. I think this is the center back duo that we are looking for. I really do like Pau Cubarsí and Gerard Martin together. I really do think that they work out very nicely together. I really do think that it works out. Why do I say this? I say this because I think Eddie Garcia is a tremendous volatile is not the word, versatile player, but Gerard Martin is left-footed, something that Eddie Garcia is not. And Gerard Martin gives you with that left foot some extra distribution, something that we are desperately lacking. And I think that today we saw a very good game of him. Unfortunately, he got that yellow card in the first half. But overall, I think our team is looking good with the center backs. I think that Hansi Flick has found some sort of solidity with Gerard Martin at the back, playing alongside Pau Cubarsí. I do think that those two work out very nicely together. I do think that they like playing with one another. And yeah, I'm very happy with finally us getting some consistency. We know that Araujo has some mental problems, and we got to respect that. Ultimately, I think he's a better center back than Gerard Martin, but for the system that maybe we are playing, the most natural profile to replace someone like Íñigo Martínez might have always been someone like Gerard Martin, and we're seeing him here, 3 performances back-to-back in this position, and he's looking quite good. So kudos to Gerard Martin. Another player that had a tremendous game, and we have to mention him today, is Rafinha. I think that Rafinha, we, Barcelona, have so little without him. We miss so much when he's not on the pitch. Rafinha gives you incredible outlet, incredible speed, and he's such a deadly player whenever in attack. I think that Rafinha is a very, very gifted footballer, and I love having him in our team. I think that Rafinha is one of the best players in the world, honestly, and I'm so happy to have him back. Whenever I see him in the team, just going, running, and pushing for every single ball, you can just see that this guy actually really loves playing for Barcelona. And with his celebration after the first goal, you can just see him pointing to the badge, and he represents everything that I want Barcelona to be at this moment. A hungry hippo, a hungry team. Rafinha is that. Rafinha gives us that mentality, and it allows for other players to shine as well. We see more of Lamine Yamal just getting more space because Rafinha is another deadly player the opposition sort of have to look out for, and I think that gives you quite a lot. And now the player that you've been waiting for me to mention, Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo has been having the best spell so far in a Barcelona shirt. This and the last game. 3 goals in 2 matches is nothing bad. But unfortunately, he had to go ahead and dislocate his shoulder after scoring or leading the pass to score the goal. I'm not sure exactly at what moment was it. I think it was the goal. So it's unfortunate because whenever we see the best of Dani Olmo, it always seems that he gets injured. And let's just hope for him to get the best recovery, the fastest as well, because he really looks settled in what is this, I would say, this Flick Team 2.0. And overall, I'm really happy with what I'm seeing from Dani Olmo, particularly in games like this where we have to bring a little bit of calma, a little bit of pause to the game. And I've seen many instances throughout the game where Pedri was just raising his hand up and saying, like, guys, let's slow it down. We're far better than Atleti when it comes to holding on the ball. So let's do that. Let's do that. And I think that that's an instruction directly from the management, directly from Hansi Flick. And I have to give kudos to Hansi Flick as well, because there's an instance with Flick that around the 20th minute, they just really copied a tactic from Simeone's book, honestly, from Simeone's coaching manual, you could say. Because Barcelona sit back and they defended their ass off. I mean, Hansi Flick brought in Andreas Christensen from Lamine Yamal, and I think that he knew how important this victory was. I think he needed to revitalize the team, and sometimes with instances like this, when you have that 2-goal margin, sure, sit back, defend, and galvanize your team. You know, make them stronger, make the opposition come on to you, and try to defend the lead. And I think that that's exactly what Barcelona did. They really put out a tactic from Atlético Madrid's tactics, and it worked out nicely. I think it worked out. I think in instances like this, I like what Flick is doing, and I kind of sort of pointed out earlier this season that I think that Hansi Flick needed to adapt a little bit more the tactics when it comes to the biggest of matches, and I think that today he did it. So kudos to Hansi Flick. He did very well. He read the game, and I think that with instances like this, Barcelona just comes out like a brand new team. You could see how much it mattered to the side. This could really be one of those games that by the end of the season you remember what an important match this was. This season is very similar to the last. I think Barcelona have the same number of points, the same losses overall. This season is very similar. We are a little bit weaker due to the injuries, but nothing really strays us away if we can really, once again, pulling together all the pieces and find the chemistry that got us to the semifinals of the UCL. I think that Barcelona can do something special if they make this team click like they used to before. And we're approaching a moment now in the season where you can start playing good and you will see those returns because the results start to matter now. Similar to what PSG did last season, just as an example. You know, you can have a bad or regular start to the season, but then after that, if you can really push yourself to be the best team, you're going to get those trophies because that's just how form works. And I think that if Barcelona can do that, well, then kudos to them. People say that Arsenal are the best team in the world. Let's just see if they can keep that up for the latter stages of the season. The same with Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich has started out very well, but then they lost one game, two, and they draw another. So it always lifts up with the teams. You know, the teams are very... It's like a seesaw. Anything can happen. So, yeah, let's see. I like what I saw today from Barcelona. I think that this team really looked together, very, very well together. I of course, need to point out that we need to improve our high line at the start of the game. We're like, if you want to keep playing that way, sure, do it. But at the start of the game, we need to find a way to be better because we're always conceding goals like 5 minutes into the game. That's ridiculous. That's something that needs to improve. I mean, today wasn't 5 minutes into it. It was on minute 19. But still, it's very early. Like, we need to be able to concede goals later into the game or still maintain ourselves into the side. I mean, we were able to come back, but it's just one goal. Like, what's going to happen where we concede two, when we concede three? I'm very thankful that no matter what, we're still at the top of La Liga. We have to wait and see what Real Madrid does with Celta de Vigo. And of course, the Supercopa is coming up next. So let's wait and see. And yeah, guys, for all Barcelona content, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, and stay tuned to the channel. See you in the next one. Take care. Ciao, ciao.